Fizzy, scratchy, harsh, electric guitars. If you're dealing with this problem in a mix, then stick around because I'm going to show you how I've dealt with this on a track that I'm currently working on. So let's have a listen to this in solo now so you can hear exactly what's happening. So you can hear when I turn those plugins on, it just warms up a little bit more. The guitars sound a bit more glued and a little less scratchy. Now the raw tone's not bad, but for the track that we're working on, we need it to be a bit more mid-rangey and rock sounding, as opposed to scooped, presency, almost metal kind of sounding. So we're trying to subtract a bit of that fizzy gain sound from the guitar. So let's check this processing out. Okay, so the first thing that grabs my attention when I listen to the raw guitar sound is the fizziness in the top end. And where I found that fizziness in the guitars was roughly around 6K. So I've got a 5.9 kilohertz here. And we used a bell, and I'll boost this up and sweep it down, and I'll just show you the frequency that I was trying to pull back a little bit out of the guitars. So you can hear that this dramatically changes the tone of the guitar. So you have to be careful not to take too much away because the guitar can start to sound too dark and bland. You'd also hear when it got boosted, it can even make the guitar sound really exciting, or if there's already a lot of that frequency in there, it can make it sound really harsh and scratchy. So I've pulled that down about 3 dBs at 6 kilohertz. Before we go any further, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that little bell so you get notifications when these videos drop. Now, the next frequency we're going to have a look at is in our mid-range, so where things get a little bit honky. So I went down to my low mid-band, and we've got a cut around 918 hertz. So let me boost this up, bring it back down so you can hear the offending frequency. Roughly about 3 dB cut at 918 hertz with a very narrow band. So generally when cutting, a narrow band is good to really hone in on the offending frequency, and you do a wider bell if you're going for more of a large tonal shift in the sound. And then the only other thing that we've done here is a high pass filter at about 110 hertz. So just to get rid of any rumble, and then just to smooth off the ultra high frequencies, we've just set the low pass filter to about 11 kilohertz. So following up after our SSL channel strip, we have Pro Q3. Now this has got 3 dynamic bands on it that are just dealing with some frequencies that are a bit problematic. Now the reason we're using it in dynamic mode is I don't want to statically cut these away all the time. I just want these working. When these frequencies jump out, I want them to be pulled back and tamed a little bit. It's basically like multi-band compression. So first one's in our low mids at 339 hertz, so a bit of a muddy region on the guitar at times. So while this looks big, I've just got this in the 6 decibel mode. So at the lowest point here, that's 6 dB. So we've got this set to about minus 3.8 dBs. So it's at any given time, it can drop close to 4 dBs, pulling down on that 330 hertz region. Next up, we've got 2.4, 2.5 kilohertz. There's some squeaky notes on the guitar here. So we just want this to kind of tame that stuff as it jumps out. And then at 3.5 kilohertz, we've got a bit of a whistle frequency. These are all kind of narrow bands. And as I play the track, have a listen and see if you can hear the guitar just clean up a little bit. So pretty cool. And because it's in dynamic mode, it's not as drastic as if you just cut these and notch them away the whole time. It's a lot more subtle, and it just massages those offending frequencies. Now, one cool trick, because we have stereo guitars here, can be cool to change the processing on either side to make them slightly different to create a bit more stereo width and interest. So because we're using the SSL channel strip, we can have one of our EQs with the black face and one of our EQs with the brown face just by clicking this button. And that creates a bit of a tonal difference in the EQs. So when you play these together, there'll be a slight difference in the EQ sound now, and it will open up that stereo field a little bit better with a bit more separation between the two guitar sounds. Okay, so I'm going to bypass these on and off and have a listen and see what you think. Obviously, it depends on the source and what you're working on as to where you might cut to deal with this harshness in your guitars, but generally as a rule of thumb, around that 6 kilohertz region is where you're going to find a lot of the fizziness. If you guys found this useful and you're interested in knowing how to deal with harshness in vocals, make sure you check out the video that's coming up next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.